Yo, what up, everybody? We're going to preview this matchup, Giants versus the Dolphins in Miami. But first, I want to get all of you to weigh in. Who do you got? Who do you got in this matchup? Is it the Giants? Is it the Dolphins? Crazy thing is, I'm going to tell you how the Giants could beat the Dolphins in today's video. The Giants are going to be playing the Miami Dolphins this Sunday, October 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The Giants enter this game as 11-point underdogs with the total over-under at 50 points. Join us for our watch party this Sunday. We'll be going live an hour before kickoff, hanging with the crew and having a lot of fun. So subscribe, turn your notifications on, and join us on the 8th of October this Sunday at noon Eastern. Let's go. Alrighty, first things first. The Miami Dolphins are going to be motivated heading into this ball game. The Dolphins, after putting up 70 points against the Denver Broncos, got beat handedly by the Buffalo Bills. And that tells me that they are going to be ready to play. They don't want to drop another game that could drop them in the AFC East standings. Let's take a look at this head-to-head matchup, the 2023 comparison so far. When you look at offensive points per game, the Dolphins are scoring the most. Stats thrown a little bit out of whack because they did have 70 points versus the Denver Broncos, but they're averaging 37.5 points per game. The Giants are the lowest at 11.5. The Dolphins are the best at 37.5. Defensive points per game allowed. The Dolphins' defense is not all that good. We'll spend more time on that coming up in a second. Giants' defense, I thought, was actually good against the Seahawks on Monday night. Daniel Jones gift-wrapped them 14 points with 2 turnovers. The most damning stat is that third one. Offensive yards per play. The Dolphins are averaging 8 yards per play, the best in the NFL. The Giants, half of that, the second worst in the NFL. Turnovers allowed, 8 for the Giants, 5 for the Dolphins, and turnovers forced. 5 for the Dolphins and 0 for the New York Giants. Look at this, more stats. The Dolphins can get it done in a multitude of ways. The Dolphins, they are averaging right now 343 passing yards per game, the best in the National Football League. They also average the most rushing yards per game of almost 178. So that's going to be tough. They're also solid on third downs, and they're somewhere in the middle of time of possession. So pretty much you're facing the best offense in the NFL. And that is not good for the Giants because of this. You're 1-3. Your season's on the line. Since 2020, 4 of the playoff teams, since they changed the playoff format, have made the playoffs. I think it's around 9% of teams. 1-4 is a death sentence in the NFL. If you lose to the Miami Dolphins this week, your season is over. It is over before even Halloween. Your season is cooked. It is finito. It is done if you lose to the Miami Dolphins this week. So let's do this. If you want the Giants to beat the Dolphins, I want you to subscribe to the channel. Sub for Giants Dubs. Let's go. 2-3? That ain't that bad. That's doable. Come on. Show some freaking heart. If you want the Giants to win, hit that sub button. And if you're already subscribed, I want you to type me in the comment section right now. Let's start with some strengths for the Miami Dolphins. We showed you they're the best offensive in the NFL. But where they win is this: creativity in their playing calling and speed. Mike McDaniel, in my opinion, is the best play caller in the National Football League. He's the most creative play caller. He is very, very innovative and creative. And it's the speed that this team has that allows them to do that. Tyreek Hill is the fastest receiver in the NFL. Jalen Waddle is the second fastest receiver in the NFL. Devon Achane, is it A-Chain? Is it a Chan? Not sure. He's changed it. I think it's a Chan. Devon Achane. He is extremely fast. If you watched this channel last year during the draft process, he was a player I wanted the Giants to draft. We know Raheem Mostert is also one of the fastest backs. You got the 2 fastest backs in the NFL. You got the 2 fastest receivers in the NFL. The Dolphins use pre-snap motion more than anyone else. They're going to be doing horizontal motion. They're going to be doing that little cheat motion. They're going to be doing everything to gain every single advantage that they can. Giants need to understand the speed that they are going to face this Sunday will be different than any other team that they have faced so far. Another place that they win, and really one of their biggest strengths, is their quick passing game. Tua Tagovailoa is a guy that has proved me wrong. He was the guy that I didn't think was all that good, but he is the real deal, man. He really is. He takes that 3-step drop and he lets it rip. Half the time when he hits his back foot, he already knows who he's throwing to with that lefty throwing motion, and the ball is out. A lot of 3-step drops, a lot of getting the ball out quick. He is one of the shortest times of snap to throw. So you're not going to be able to just generate a lot of pressure against this team. You're going to have to play good, tight covers, and that's going to be tough. Tua's been great this year. He leads the National Football League in passing yards, over 1,300. He's got 9 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and he's completing 71% of his passes. He's the real deal, no doubt about it. Really good quarterback, and if the Giants are going to want to beat the Dolphins this weekend, they're going to have to find a way to eliminate the big play and get their hands up at the line of scrimmage, because I don't know if they're going to be able to get all that much pressure, but maybe they could bat down a couple of passes at the line of scrimmage. I'm going to tell you how the Giants could beat the Dolphins coming up around the corner, but if you want to win some real money playing daily fantasy, listen up. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use that promo code CLNS, and they're going to hook you up. You deposit $100 into your account, they're going to match that, and they're going to give you $100. Instead of battling versus thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. Prize Picks is the most fun I've had, winning up to 25x my money this season. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. This is the lineup that I'm going to be rolling with for the games this weekend. I'm going to select more on Tua's passing yards at 277.5. I'm also going to select more on the passing yards for Patrick Mahomes, and I'm going to select less on the passing yards for Dak Prescott. You can roll with my picks. You can fade my picks. Just make sure to do it at prizepicks.com/CLNS. And remember, promo code CLNS. They're going to match your initial deposit of up to $100. A way that the Giants defense can really put a stamp on this game is by taking advantage of the banged-up Miami Dolphins offensive line. Taron Armstead, their high-paid left tackle, he's most likely out. Connor Williams is going to be questionable. And Liam Eichenberg, who is the backup to Connor Williams, was graded out prior to Monday Night Football as the lowest offensive lineman in Week 4. We told you the Dolphins want to get the ball out quick, and they do that faster than anybody in the NFL. But this D-line still has to find a way to make an impact. Dexter Lawrence has been great. He's been graded out as the highest-graded player for the Giants by PFF every game this season. But I just haven't felt his impact yet. Leonard Williams has been solid. He's been all right. Azeez Ojulari I thought was okay. Kayvon Thibodeau I thought was really good, at least when it comes to getting pressure on Monday night's game. But it's on those 4. If the Giants want to win this game against the Miami Dolphins, it's Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Azeez Ojulari, and Kayvon Thibodeau. You look at some defensive stats for the Miami Dolphins. They give up 29.8 points per game. That ranks 28th in the NFL. They give up 374 yards per game. That ranks 26th in the NFL. They give up 251 passing yards. That ranks 25th in the NFL. And they give up 123 rushing yards, which ranks as 22nd. Which tells me the Giants should be able to score points. But we also told you very similar stats last week against the Seattle Seahawks. They were a bottom 5 defense in every stat except for rushing defense, and they held the Giants to 3 points. Look, the Dolphins gave up 34 points to the Chargers, 17 to the Patriots, 20 to the Broncos, and 48 to the Buffalo Bills. Their points per game is a little bit skewed by Week 1 and Week 4. This kind of scares me a little bit because those are 2 bad offenses, and the Miami Dolphins defense got the best of them. I think it's safe to say this. The Giants offense is on the hot seat. That means Brian Dable. That means Daniel Jones. That means Mike Kafka. That means Bobby Johnson. Their offense is on the hot seat. It 100% is. The last 14 games this team has played, the Giants are averaging just 18.5 points per game. The Giants are averaging 18.5 points per game in the last 14 games. Look, if they don't turn it around, it's time. You got to move on from a couple of people, whether that's Kafka, whether that's Bobby Johnson. You got to do something else. Brian Dable, you're the head coach. The decisions you make are going to affect your future as a head coach. How long and how dedicated are you going to maintain that relationship with Bobby Johnson and Mike Kafka? I thought my dad texted me something pretty funny last night. He said this, well, Marsh, guess what? We're not going to have to worry about Wink Martindale and Mike Kafka being head coaches. They may not even be coordinators for the Giants next year. What about this? Can the Giants beat the Dolphins? Can we shock the world? You're 11-point dogs, biggest in week 5 of the NFL. Can the Giants beat the Dolphins? What do you think? Type Y for yes, type N for no. We usually close out these preview videos with keys to victory, but I don't even want to talk about keys to victory. I want to tell you what I am looking for, what MG is watching. Show some damn heart. Show some damn heart. You're the worst team in the NFL through 4 weeks. You've been embarrassed on the big stage. Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night. You get a game at noon. Show some heart. Damn it, show some heart. Daniel Jones, stop playing scared. I'll let you in on a secret, Daniel Jones. This O-line is bad, and you're going to get hit. So just play with that understanding. Stop leaving the pocket before you're having pressure. Stop bailing out of the pocket, throwing off your back foot. I want to see Daniel Jones step into a throw and rip it and him get hit in the freaking mouth. Show me that you care. Show me that you're not scared. Because no one in the NFL respects you. Eric Armstead shit-talked you on Twitter this week. The Niners shit-talked you on social media last week. Nobody respects you. Nobody fears you. Stop playing scared. Because that's what you look like right now. I'm also going to be watching Wan'Dale Robinson and Kayvon Thibodeau. I thought both of them looked good on Monday night against Seattle. I want to see the same out of them. Two of the brightest stars out of that 22 draft class that hasn't looked all that good. I'm going to be watching the little things. Be disciplined. Stop all the extracurricular activities. Be better on special teams. Take care of the football. Get off the field on third down. Do the little things. And the last thing, penalties. You had 6 special teams penalties against the Seattle Seahawks on Monday night. Show some heart. Stop playing like a wimp. Keep these two continuing on the upward trajectory. Do the little things and stop playing like a bad coach, undisciplined, loser mentality team. Show me you're not the worst team in the NFL. Because I'll tell you this much. If you lose to Miami, you're going to lose the following week to Buffalo. Then you're going to be 1-5 going into Washington. And the trade deadline's 2 weeks away. And if you're 1-5, there's no reason to keep holding your assets like Saquon Barkley, Leonard Williams, Adoree Jackson, and Xavier McKinney, who are all on expiring contracts. Look, I don't think the Giants can win this game. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think they can. I have no reason to believe in them, but I will be rooting for them. I will be pulling for them, and I'm hoping that they can get a win. But right now, I have no confidence in this team. As always, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for tuning in. If you haven't yet, give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_ over on Twitter.